We have a lot to do today and tomorrow in terms of catching up a decent amount with the comms because I have been fairly busy and, well, it puts me about 5 weeks behind the 8 ball. So, we're going to do a little bit of catching up while F1's on. But yeah, we'll just give it a couple of minutes before we get going then. For Brands Hatch. Let's see if it's actually showed up and if people can hear me properly. I don't want to copy text, I want to copy the link. Hello to the people watching it this at the moment. It would annoy Tier 3 if I was to be the one to just not put it in their chat, wouldn't it? This is me having nothing to do. This is me actually having time to myself, whack. I know, crazy concept. Fuck it, you've already put it in the chat, I'll put the tag in then. Just going through a couple of things at the moment. But yeah, can you guys hear me well enough as per normal, or like, do I need to change anything with the sound before we get going? Loud and clear, good news. And yes, it is in the middle of quali because I got bored and wanted to lose and had nothing to do. Was meant to start this an hour ago, but you know, one of those days. Yeah, it is. It's happening. You're actually getting some comms. So starting all the way at Brands Hatch, though, we're gonna feel free to be on my back for the rest of the weekend, but the aim is to be up to date for Monday. That's the aim. We'll see if my voice holds up. But if it does hold up, that's the plan. I'm going to do comms now for Brands Hatch. I will then. It's very easy. But yeah, yeah. After this, I may have run into time for food, but we'll see how long this takes. I will then probably have food after that, and then we can do one more, potentially, depending on what else is happening. But yeah, aim is to be halfway through the season tonight, and then we take a few running through to eSports tomorrow. My aim, at worst, is to be 2 down for Tuesday. That is what I'm hoping. But yeah, feel free to be on my back for it. We haven't started comms yet. It's not the PS4. Because I'm not on a PS4, I'm on a PS5. It'll be this. You want liveries? I'll give you liveries. I'll just delete a bunch of stuff. Well, this is called eval anyway. They prolonged it a little bit longer, Yuri. God. That's the sprint. It was all the ploy to get more eyes on the server. Alright, let's go through the grid. We've had enough time. Advertise the 101, yeah. All apply. But yeah, there's your liveries. All your liveries are on. So Musa is on pole here, Brands Hatch. He'll get the point for that. You've got Pasty second, Yuri in third, Dougal in fourth, Mo in fifth, O'Leary in sixth, Whack in seventh, JMS in eighth, SD in ninth, Ben in 10th, Jeddah in 11th, Boa in 12th. So there's only 12 people on the grid this time out. But everyone can see their liveries finally. And here we go for the first time in a while. Brands Hatch. 5 red lights, lights out, and away we go. The Redo's got an excellent start through the middle there, but I think it's still Joe who's got the better start as he leads down into turn 1 from Pasty, and then Yuri in third. Pasty going the long way, but he might have this as he looks to take the lead into turn 2, and he will, but he's gone very deep, trying to hold it, and he is still ahead. Yuri's trying to switch to the inside, hasn't really got it, and Wax jumped from like 7th or 8th all the way to 3rd, straight off the line. Yuri, that's a lot of grass, probably don't want to be that high. We got Dougal trying to fight with Yuri now. Oh, Yuri's gone wide, Yuri's off the track. Already mistake there from the GTR, dropping to 8th. And he might be under fire here from Ben in the Ferrari as well. We head down past the bridge. Yuri on the inside into sector 2, definitely still got the position there on the Ferrari. SD trying to make his way through. But we go forward. Looks like Pasty still ahead of Musa with Whack in third after an excellent start for him. And we've got Dougal in fourth. He's done a very good job so far as well. Going into the end of the first lap of 11 here at Brands Hatch, the sprint, and then we got the feature after that. And Pasty built himself just a little bit of a gap to Musa in second, Whack in third, Dougal in fourth, Mo in fifth, has kept himself going, JMS in sixth, O'Leary in seventh in the second of the Beatles. Yuri is broken away from the Ferrari, trying to get himself back up the grid after a good qualifying session. Sees him, saw him toward the front. And Jeddah at the back of the grid, still Boa in 11th, Finesti in 10th, nothing really changing at the back. See if we can get something changing at the front. The answer to that is probably no, given the fact that we are building a gap rather than actually closing that gap here from Musa and Pasti. They go through the end of Sector 2. Always keep forgetting that Brands Hatch is an extra sector than everyone else, than most other tracks, admittedly. It's the awkward one. Put up a YouTube stream. You put up the YouTube stream on my phone as well so I can see the comments properly. But yeah, Musa actually maybe starting to get slightly close to the pass. He's still nowhere near in range to make a dive or make any sort of a move. Wack is too far off the back, still in third, in a little bit of no man's land at this point. Dougal in fourth, Mo in fifth, kind of just separated by the same amount. JMS has dropped all the way to eighth, and we'll see if he can recover from there. He was in sixth the last time we saw him. It means Yuri and O'Leary both gained a place. You got Ben in ninth there, SD in 10th, and the two at the back of the grid are fairly tailed off at the start of this one. We continue to watch on. Yuri goes deep again. He really loads a deep wide line up the hill, and it's not necessarily the best line to take, especially as we saw in the first lap, because if you just touch the grass in any way, shape or form, that car is not your friend anymore. You got White still quite handily off the top two. Pasti in cruise control of this race from the beginning. After making that overtake into turn 2, hasn't really been threatened since. He might get a little bit of a threat now. That was a little bit awkward on the exit of Sector 3. He's still actually not really under any threat as we head into turn 1 on lap 4. Anything happening further back? Have we got any sort of battles at all here? Looks like JMS and Ben relatively close on the track. Both of them in cars where overtaking will be difficult. As a whole, to be fair, overtaking will be quite difficult at Brands Hatch. It's a very narrow, well, not necessarily the narrow track, but not really a track with a lot of overtaking opportunities. Nasty just getting a little bit of grass there in 10th. The two at the back are well and truly tailed off now. We got, I think Jezza just getting past Boa there as he's up into 11th. And further forward, JMS is still right toward the back of Yuri. And still not really in overtaking range. And same could be said for O'Leary on Mo, despite getting a significant amount closer now. As soon as I say that, he gets half-second weapon penalties. That's a commentator's curse, isn't it? Oh, Yuri just about getting away with that. I'm not sure why you're the only livery that's not come up. The only issue with looking at Boa often is it actually has to do something. Yeah, O'Leary with a penalty might be brought behind Yuri after this lap. We'll have to wait and see if Yuri can put a lap together here to get himself close enough to the Flower Beetle. Mo, it's right behind Dougal now, actually. Right behind Dougal, there might be an opportunity to snatch 4th place here for the Porsche against the Lexus. Oh, very deep there for JMS, kicking up a little bit of dirt. We'll see you go, just checking on the front. See that Pasti is now a lot closer to Mo. Not Mo, sorry, Musa. Don't know why I said Mo, just on Mo, probably why. But yeah, Musa and Pasti are a lot closer now. Wack still there, but not really going to force the issue in any way, shape or form. But yeah, now we've got to see if there is going to be a fight for the lead of this race. Penalty line coming up. Oh, Pasti gone very deep. He kicked up a lot of grass. He's definitely inviting the Mazda in now. Definitely inviting the Mazda to try and make something of this. As we go to about the halfway point in this race, can he get something out of this battle for the lead of the race here in Tier 3 White? Oh, he almost clobbered straight into the back of the Beetle. He somehow managed to save that and not hit either driver off the track. And he got away with it. He's somehow still really close to the back. Let's see what happened between O'Leary and Yuri. It doesn't look like Yuri had a great lap or a lap good enough to get him close to the Flower Beetle in front of him, who had a half-a-second penalty. So Yuri not taking advantage of the opportunity given to him. Mo also in the same, roughly the same position he was prior. And in further back, Ben still ahead of SD quite handily. And JMS has managed to break away from those two. Jezza and Bo are quite off the pace at this point in time. We go back to the front. Musa still there, still threatening, but he's still going to need a mistake to get by at this rate. And that might be a mistake for Musa. It is a mistake for Musa. Dipping her wheel onto the grass. And that'll be enough breathing room for Pasty again, where it's going to be very difficult to... Well, it's going to require a Pasty mistake now rather than anyone else rather being overpowering here. We'll see if that is about to unfold. Pasty's tired significantly worse than the cars around him. But being a sprint race around Brands Hatch, I don't really think that's going to matter all that much. Those tyres aren't really going to be a factor at all by the end of this one. Actually, Musa's dropped all the way back to Whack in third. We'll see if there is a very clear divide in this tier, in this race. You can see the front three have started to drive off. They've created their own gap, and then you've got the group of 5 or 6 cars in the middle, relatively the same pace with a couple way off the pace at the back of the grid. It looked like Dougal's going to hold on for Mo as well. Mo's been really close at points in this race. He just hasn't been able to take advantage of it. He's keeping a lot more speed there. As they headed to the end of the third sector on the lap, he then immediately makes a mistake of it and drops it to the grass. So he's just thrown away any advantage he could have had over Dougal there. Coming into the final couple of corners. Also coming into the final couple of laps. On to lap 8 we go. Mo is really close. Still not in overtaking range right now. The same goes for SD on Ben for 9th and 10th. We are just splitting the pack a little bit here from Yuri to JMS in 7th and in 8th. A little bit further forward, Musa has got himself a very heavy gap to whack all over again and is right up back behind Pasty as he looks to try and make something happen in the sprint race here. Or is it just going to be a Beetle dominance from the second corner onwards? There has been a threat from Musa in this race, but it never looked like an overtaking opportunity at any point. Pasty's just been driving fairly well and not really under too much pressure. We'll see if that continues on as we head towards lap 9. 3 to go here at Brands Hatch in the sprint race for Tier 3. It looks like Whack just there and thereabouts as well in his own little world in 4th. Musa and O'Leary, Mo and O'Leary, sorry, have got themselves a lot closer now, but again, just no overtaking opportunities presenting themselves here. Someone somewhere has got to force the issue, or this is just turning into procession. Pasty's up in 8th. Yuri's had a bit of an issue. Yeah, I have to go and have a look and see what's happened to Yuri here. Oh, that is going to be what's happened to Yuri. He's forgotten that turn exists into the final corner. He loses out to both JMS and to Esty there. Just forgot to turn. Flat out forgot to turn. Continue on in this race on lap 9. No real chances have presented themselves for anybody outside of lap 1. Again, JMS is far too deep out of turn 3. Dougal still ahead of Mo. No Leary in what probably is the closest battle we have on track right now, because Basti again just keeping Musa at arm's length. It looked like, yeah, again, just nothing really on the table. At the moment, Mo might try and open up an opportunity into the final couple of corners here. He gets a better exit than Dougal. That's the certain as they head down toward the final corner. Just the Porsche has no straight line speed at all. They're against that Lexus to just try and open it up. Yes, it is, Fancy. Mo, literally a thousandth of his fastest lap right now. Of the race, he gets a nice little exit there out of turn 1. And got to finally force an issue. He looked for it down into the inside of turn 2. There just isn't anything there. And he looks like Dougal's going to defend well enough to get himself toward the line in 4th here. Pasti's still quite handedly ahead. No real pressure on him whatsoever now. His tyres might start kicking in. He has dropped below half. Realistically, there should be no pressure for the last lap and a half of this one. Mo just sliding his car, giving him less of an opportunity here to make something happen against Dougal. Might bring O'Leary into the battle for the top 5. Looks like Mo just getting close enough. Is there an opportunity here? Can he get the final corner right enough to get himself enough of an opportunity against Dougal? He might have done, you know. He's got to run. He's going to go to the outside. Dougal defends turn 1, and it's a little bit of a switcheroo, but nothing going for Mo again. Dougal does enough to defend and holds on to 4th for now. Mo looking to the inside, just gets that door slammed shut. It's a really good defense on this particular lap from Dougal. Admittedly, Dougal, you haven't had a teammate since round 1, mainly for different reasons than the rest of the group. We continue on into the final lap here, and we got a potential battle for the lead. What's happened here? We're going to run this back a little bit. Sorry about that. Hay fever just kicking in a little bit. Definitely did not forget to take a hay fever tablet before opening up all my windows because it's too warm here in the UK. And Basti just gets turn 3 all sorts of wrong. Allowed for Musa to the inside. Musa will take that advantage up the hill. Gets enough. Takes the lead of the race on lap 11. And we've been saying for a few laps now that it had to be a Pasti mistake that forced the issue. It was a Pasti mistake that forced the issue. And Musa now had the lead of the race. Pasti switched to the inside. Tries to take this back. Will take this back momentarily. Had the inside line. Still there. Still with a run. Musa retakes the lead as they head into the 3rd sector. My voice has already decided it wants to crack a few times. Pasti already forces him off the track. No room given. And Pasti has forced Musa way off the track. Musa in the gravel in a controversial way to end the sprint. As Pasti will drive on. He'll get a penalty for that, no doubt about that. But on track, he will win at Brands Hatch in Tier 3 White. Wack will get the overall win. There's no way that's not a penalty. Wag gets second on track. Musa will feel aggrieved. Dougal will get fourth. Mo will get fifth. O'Leary will get sixth. Yuri seventh. He managed to work his way back against JMS, who gets eighth, and SD will take ninth. He didn't get. Okay. It looked like Jezza and Ben to the line. Drag race and almost stole provisional pole for the feature with Ben, but Jezza's going to take it. He ends in 10th, 11th for Ben, and Boa over the line. He'll end in last place again. He has really not enjoyed his time in Tier 3 so far. Even in the Lamborghini, which is supposed to be a good car, he has really, really not got grips to it. There you go, Boa over the line to round off the group. And there you go. Well, Pasty wins. If he did get reported, he wins the race full stop. Wow. What a fairly interesting way to end that one off, because there was no room given whatsoever to Moose, who definitely deserved the room on the outside. A rather controversial win at Brands Hatch there for Pasty. We have to load up the feature race now. I'll look at my phone when that happens. We're just very much getting to the feature race here. Jill's just put up a message saying that there's going to be a practice at 8 o'clock. Might join that. No, I don't know if I have things to do. Might end up doing a comms instead. We'll see. But yeah. Let's see how this feature is going to play out, though. Let's run through the grid as we have it. Medium tires on the Porsche at the front for Jezza. Then you got SD in second on softs. JMS on the mediums in third. Dury in fourth on the medium tires. O'Leary also joining that crew in fifth. Then Mo in sixth. Dougal in seventh on the mediums. Musa on the mediums in eighth. Whack on the mediums in ninth. Softs for Pasty in 10th. So he looks to do something a little bit different to the rest of the group. Then we've got Ben in 11 on mediums and Boa at the rear of the grid, also on the medium tyre up to this point. All right, let's get ready to go then. For 29 laps of Brands Hatch. You just saw 11 with very minimal overtaking, so this could be interesting. And we go 3, 2, 1, and we are off to the races now. At Brands Hatch in the feature race for Tier 3 White, round 3 here. Jezza gets off to a very decent start. Esti's behind him on soft tyres. He's going to try and force an issue early. He has to. Otherwise, he gets stuck in the traffic. If he gets stuck in the traffic, those softs become pointless. JMS got very wide out of turn 2. Yuri also had a very wide turn 2, so he's going to have that one even itself out. Again, JMS loved the grass on the exit of turn 3. Very interesting line. He might have got a little bit too shallow on the line through turn 4 there, and I think he might now be under fire from Yuri, because Yuri got a far better run, and he will get alongside here. He's going to have to go the long way round on JMS. We've got fights in the back as well, and Yuri got up ahead of JMS. Dougal and Mo were fighting it out, as they have been for the entire sprint race, and Musa to the inside of the both. Musa picks it up, gets them both, and up in a 60 goes. Mo trying to force his way through the hole. Oh, there might have been a little bit of a collision there. There may have been a bit of a collision. We're going to go on board. I'm not entirely sure what has happened here. We're going to go on board. What has happened between the three? They tried 3 wide here. Oh, and Mo has tagged Musa. And Wacker's getting himself involved as well. Musa and Dougal both into the grass and into the gravel, and Musa has just not been able to get himself restarted. Dougal has. Mo has waited. And that'll allow for Dougal to go right back to him and potentially back past him. They sort themselves out there. Pasti is trying to get past the Ferrari. And he's going to go the long way to do it. Round the outside and on the soft tyre. Gets it done. Up in the 7th goes Pasti. He's got Whack in front of him now on the mediums. In the front, we've got people that look like carnage trying to keep the car on the track out of turn 2. Esti's not complaining because he's quite handedly out in front now. JMS and Yuri, trying to fight their way through turn 4. Yuri's going to go for a switchback. It looks like it's worked to perfection here. He might get boxed in very quickly. It doesn't look like JMS is going to take the chance to box him in. And that allows Yuri back to the outside to try and go after Jezza, who's very much holding up the rest of the pack right now. Esti got himself a small lead. He's going to have to use these softs as much as he can to try and drag himself further forward. Give himself as much of a gap as he could possibly find. Right now, that doesn't look great for Pasti in 7th, who definitely wasted a set of soft tyres by the looks of things here. It has not gone well for him at all. Also for O'Leary here, trying to keep himself on the back of these two, have been going back and forth since the first lap. Yuri on the inside, defending from JMS, and has got himself enough of a gap there to defend 3rd place for now. Oh, I say for now, and he immediately goes so deep. He loses not 1, but he might be about to lose 2. Pasti goes to the inside of Whack, and that's a move there for Pasti, and he moves up into 6th with his teammate directly in front of him. Assume that Pasti and his teammate's going to get out of the way for Pasti very quickly here. Pasti goes to the inside and makes quick work of that. And assume that was a team order move there. O'Leary now having to defend from Whack as they head down the hill into the end of sector 3 here. Go down. Here comes Pasti, the inside of Yuri. Pasti going for 4th. And he does get 4th. He's on the soft. He's doing a good job trying to make his way through. Especially on this lap, and particularly on this lap, because the rest of the laps he hasn't really done much of a harm. He got away with the incident early. And here comes Ben to the inside of Whack. He's got a penalty, so it won't matter anyway. He's going to drop off the back of the Renault for a little while. Dougal's already back in 9th. Musa in 10th. Mo in 11th. And then we see Boa at the back of the grid again. O'Leary trying against Yuri, but just too wide, too far back for it to really happen. Oh, Yuri again, a wide line through turn 2. He needs to sharpen that up. He really desperately needs to sharpen that up because he's costing himself so much time. He could have been so much further down the road. Big fights happening left, right and centre in the middle of the pack. Oh, I think that Ben's got off. Ben has gone wildly off there, and Dougal Martin will be the next man up as O'Leary is overtaken by Whack, and Whack is going to go for Yuri as well. That's a tongue twister, O'Leary and Yuri in the same sentence. And Whack does get himself up to 5th. He'll take that next to a couple of positions he wasn't expecting to realistically be handed to him there. And continuing on, JMS is still in 3rd. He might not be in 3rd for much longer if he keeps driving like that, though. Too much grass on the outside. It'll allow for Pasti to really take a shot at this. Nesty at the front of the grid really has not broken the gap he really should have early on. The medium tyres have done enough to keep with him. Or keep with him well enough that that's not really a sizable enough lead for a different strategy. assuming that everyone else will probably go to a soft later on. Being Brands Hatch, 2 stops are probably fairly prevalent. Maybe even a 3 stop if the people are feeling gutsy for it, but I don't think it would be wise. But Jeddah still holding up JMS and Pasty as well. As that will continue to open the gap for SD as they continue on in this first stint on lap 5. They're gonna hope they can go 7 or 8 potentially on the softs here. Esty's already just about to head to halfway on his tyres. What about Pasty? Looks for 4th. He does get 4th over JMS. I think he's slightly worse on his tyres than, yeah, considerably worse on his tyres actually than what Esty is. And that did not look good for Jezza, who got it all sorts of wrong on the outside of the grass. And Pasty will take 2nd. And JMS might be about to take 3rd. And Jezza loses out not 1 but 2 positions there. They head to the final corner and that door is slammed quite heavily shut. Whack, that's not the track. In the background, and Yuri's going to go by on the Renault, who seemingly wanted to drive in some gravel. And so did O'Leary go by on Whack as well, as he drops to 7th and has both the positions he gained earlier back a couple of laps later. Dougal is up in 8th. He's had a flying recovery so far. Musa in 9th, Mo in 10th, Boa in 11th, and Ben hasn't really recovered from his penalty by the looks of things. It's him and Boa are going to fight it out for the bottom bottom place right now in this lobby. To the inside goes Ben. Boa's going to try fight this straight back on the inside. And Boa will get that place right back off of Ben. A little bit further forward, Mo's in no man's land, Moose is in no man's land. Dougal is just starting to drive back towards Whack, who's got O'Leary and Yuri directly in front of him. Yuri's got a half-second penalty because nobody likes 5th place apparently. Oh, that didn't look good ahead. We're going to go back here and take a real look at the JMS is having a mare on this lap. Back-to-back corners where, well, back-to-back corners even, where he's had an absolute nightmare keeping this car on the track. Oh, this time it's not his fault. That 3rd one, he definitely got tagged in the back there by Jeddah. And that's why Jeddah doesn't go by. Yuri's about to take the penalty. He's going to lose at least 1 position here. He's probably going to lose 2. Enough to lose 2. Might just about be able to save that. And he does. Yuri stayed ahead of Whack. O'Leary and Jeddah, they're going to fight it down toward turn 1. And it looks like O'Leary's just got that all sorts of wrong. Goes very deep. He's under fire now from Yuri on the inside. He was trying to attack in turn 1. Now has to defend in turn 2. And he is going to do it just about well enough to hold on to his position. Wax trying to attack to the inside through the hole created by O'Leary, but doesn't really get much out of that either. And Dougal is all the way back onto this pack already. So, Esty stayed out on his soft tyres with a rather significant lead now. The lead continues to grow each time. And Pasty is pit and he's come out in traffic. That is not good news for Pasty at all. He's come out and he's come out straight into traffic. He might be about to go past Musa though, because on the inside, he's got a better run. Musa went far too deep, hit some grass, got a penalty, and Pasty all of a sudden has no more traffic. Oh, Yuri, that's grass. You don't want to be doing that too often. As they head down toward the final corner. Whacked and a look to the outside now. The door is opened up. Esty went 7 laps. So he's going to try and go 11 and then 11 on medium tyres to the end, you would assume. Yuri still ahead of Whack for now. Dougal is really going after this. He's just going to try and sit there and pick people off when possible. He might try now. No, he doesn't look to the inside of Whack there. He definitely could if he wanted it. He decided not to. Whack sliding his way out of turn 2. Really There's a few opportunities I've got to miss so far in this race, so overtakes. Looks like that is Pasty trying to get himself back to this. He's on soft again, so he's 3-stopping. And Pasty's going to get played again from what we saw in the first couple of races, where the tyres were he just did not have a fun time on the tyres at all. He might be plagued again on this run. We'll see if anything is going to happen at the front. We got JMS from Jezza at the front of this pack, with O'Leary there as well. Then Yuri, Wack and Dougal all in this second group. Just split slightly enough off the back of O'Leary and the Flower Beetle. I assume all of them are going to go somewhere in the region of 11 and 12 laps on these medium tyres to stop the way to the end. Which means that Dougal will be in an exceptional position here against Wack and Yuri, just based on the fuel of that Lexus. O'Leary goes shallow. Yuri tries to keep a tight line, and realistically, not as tight as it needs to be still. Everyone going up and kicking up the grass now on the exit of turn 3. Oh, looks like someone kicked up a little bit more dirt. That might have been Jeddah actually, because he's now dropping slightly off the back of JMS. It's very dark very quickly here, Brands Hatch, but it can't rain, so we don't have to worry of that. It's absolutely insane. No, not the ability to rain in the UK. But you know, that is how GT had decided to do it for some strange reason. We just have to deal with it. It looks like O'Leary under fire now from Yuri as they head down towards the second to last. Now Wack is trying to get himself involved. The hole has opened up on the outside again. These two have been going at it the entire race. We're going to continue to watch them go at it. Round the outside goes Wack. Has he got a good enough exit to sustain it? They're still going to drag race to the line, and now drag race towards turn 1. And the inside line should be preferable, is preferable, and hold him for now. Wack to the outside at turn 2. And again, the inside line should be preferable. Wack is Tokyo drifted his way out of turn 2. And he is now really under fire from Pasty. And is going to get, well, Pasty's going to get alongside him now. They're going to go side by side into 4. Pasty, that is not the track. And Pasty is off the track entirely. And now right back beside Dougal all over again. The space was given, he just didn't take advantage of it. Pasty had an opportunity for a position there. If he had got that right, he just did not get that right at all. Got Wack, and Wack still there, trying to hang himself on the back. He go all over the grass now. Well, trying to hang himself on the back of Yuri is not going to plan. Might be under 5 from Pasty sooner rather than later again. Here comes O'Leary, trying to go to the inside of Jezza as we're on to lap 10, heading into lap 11. The strategies are going to start coming into play now. Jeddah still doing a very good job after starting on pole of holding up the group. JMS has got a sizable advantage on the medium tyres at the front of the grid now. If he can get this to work. O'Leary goes very deep. That's usually Yuri's line, but Yuri's going to take advantage of it this time. A very tight line through turn 2 has got himself up ahead of the Flower Beetle. I'm not entirely sure what has happened to Wack in all of this. Has he gone onto the grass, onto the gravel? He has. He just, a couple of drivers now forgetting that there is actually a turn in the final corner. Gravel again for Wack in this race. He's overtaken by Musa and Dougal for good measure. We can go 10 seconds forward because we saw what happened here with O'Leary taking the wide line, Yuri taking the shallow line, and it always helps to be on the shallow line in a race like this. Wonder to see who's going to go the 11-11-7 route in this one. O'Leary trying to take a shallow line up the hill. It did give him a better run than Yuri did, but I don't think it's a good enough run to really make any sort of dent into the GTR as they head down the hill with slipstream for both cars. Now they're going to get turned in here at the end of the third sector. Someone has spun it again, and Ben is really having a rough time of this one. Bo is already out the race, and Ben is really taking a rough one of this. Ashley must have had a rough time as well, because he had a lead and now he's just not really getting anything going. Come out way behind Pasty, who was on the same first tyre as him. Pasty and his teammate Sato about to go again. Yuri now into the pits. Is he going to do what I was talking about? He's also hit the wall on the way in. Not the most effective pit entry I've ever seen. Dougal in. Whacking as well, and it looked like I think the Lexus is going to be in a strong position with the fuel. And Pasty's gone past O'Leary, so the teamwork again in motion here for the Beetle. Jeddah has got himself a decent gap. Pasty still has to pit at least twice more. Oh, O'Leary going a bit too heavy, a bit too hot-handed there. Into turn 4. They'll drop him off the back of his teammate rather considerably now. JMS also trying to get himself enough of a gap to get himself back out in the lead when everyone pits. Assume people are going to start, well, the rest of the grid will start pitting in the next lap or two. 2 stops would be rudimentary for a lot of the grid here. Apart from Pasty, who's got real tyre issues so far through the season. A lot of pace with not the tyres to show for it. JMS is going to stay out again. That is interesting because I feel like you don't want to be staying out here. There's not enough on this track for one stop to work, and there's realistically a 2 stop. You should have pitted now. Even if you have to do 12, 12, 5 potentially, you still pit on the end of 12. You don't really go longer than that. Oh, and you see the car's just starting to struggle now, the Lamborghini. Also the same for that Porsche, which is just going to come under fire from the Beetles in the next couple of corners. I don't really know the game plan here for the front 2. They've got 16 laps left after this, so unless they believe that there's 2 sets of softs in this, not entirely sure why you'd stay out. Well, Pasty right up on the back of Jeddah now. He's right up there, and he's just trying to force it now. Just trying to make something happen in this one. Get himself out ahead, get himself in a position where he doesn't really need to worry about the traffic. Or has he just pitted again? Yeah, he's just pitted again. So Pasty's come in for a second stop. Moosa's come in off of his medium tyres. Jeddah and JMS have stayed out again. Same for O'Leary, and I'm not entirely... I don't know, realistically, what the plan is now. Are they going to try and do 15-7-7, maybe? In that case, I think you may have just spent too much time on a medium tyre, to be honest with you. Or a dead medium tyre, because they are very much suffering at the moment. Here comes O'Leary trying to get himself into a position to make a move on Jeddah. He got better tyres, the rear tyres in particular. The say up front look fairly similar. Wouldn't mean that O'Leary should have a little bit more control of the car here. JMS is very much off into the distance as it stands. Dougal did just do the fastest lap. Him, Yuri, and Mo fighting it out in the middle of the pack here. Mo still on his fresh first set of tyres. Yuri on the softs right now, trying to get himself past Mo. Couldn't get it. Soft for Dougal, soft for Yuri at this point in time. Oh, and a bit of contact there. I think Mazda mode got in fairly set. O'Leary in on lap 14. Jed's onto softs. Mo's in as well. JMS is staying out again, which means he can only be going for 15, 7, and 7. Yuri, again, it's just too wide. Far too wide here. On the exit of turn, on the entrance into turn 2, and he has cost himself a good 2 or 3 seconds just in that one corner by this point, by that wide line. You'd expect that he'd be right beside Dougal right now, right, maybe even past Dougal, even if he had kept himself as tight to the line as he probably should have. So JMS is coming in now. Has to come in now. Has to. No way he doesn't. He is struggling something fierce right now. You can tell his lap times are just slowly dropping off. This has got to be pits. It finally is a pit stop here for JMS, who may have got down far too quickly on the pit entrance there. Bear in mind, this is going to put this is now going to see what everyone is out of that first pit stop. And Dougal is in cruise control now. Look at that. What, 3-second gap to Yuri, probably? 2-3 second gap to Yuri. I don't really see a way that, outside of a mistake, that Dougal loses this gap. He's got the best tyre of very calm fuel. So when it comes to refueling later on, he's not going to need to put as much in as the rest of his competitors. So he's going to have a massive advantage here. Steve's once we've all done our pits now, up into third properly. He is on the medium tyres where everyone else is on softs right now. That didn't look too great for SD either. Here comes Jed to the inside. Looks for the move, and he got it on the Mazda. It looks very close up the hill. He's Mazda and Porsche in this fight right now, and SD is going to lose out. SD might lose out to his teammate here as well as Musa goes round the outside. The American on the Dutchman, and it hasn't happened for the American yet. These two are fighting something fierce for absolutely no reason. Ashton's race is definitely... Yeah, Ashton's just no reason to have fought him there. Your teammate, Musa's on the soft tyre, let him go. You're on a different race. Let the man go. There you go, Musa down the inside of turn 3. But I say, he is not your race at this point, SD. You've got to let that man go. Right, Dougal, yeah, impressive recovery drive after lap 1. Got himself a very, very substantial lead here, and I just don't see that lead being cut into. Yuri there has got himself into no man's land in second. Jezza in third now in the Porsche. Got Musa behind him. In theory, Musa should be in a very good position for a podium here. He's definitely quickest, one of the quickest on the track right now. Yuri's got a half-second penalty, so if Dougal's lead wasn't already large enough, it's about to get larger. There's 12 laps to go here. 12 laps to go. I expect Yuri is going to have to go probably another 2 or 3 laps here or onto another set of medium tyres at the end of this race, which is probably what he wanted to avoid. We've got Musa really closing in to Jeddah now, and then we've got SD getting closed in rather rapidly by JMS, who smells blood in the water and hits him on the way through. JMS probably could have waited a turn there, and yeah, he's going to let SD back through. If he had just waited a turn, he'd have a run down here into up the hill, and he would have been in a lot better of a position for it. He's going to try again now, down the hill, the long way round. SD defending to the inside against JMS, and yep, again, JMS just not really got an answer. Now he's going to have to go the long way round. SD just defending exceptionally well in this battle. Just placing the car exactly where he needs it to be every time he needs it to do it. And JMS is off the track! That is very wide. Very wide there for JMS as Mo is now really close in on him. And they got whacking behind these two. Dougal into the pit for the second time. 11 medium to the end, would you assume? Oh, here we go, down into turn one. Mo trying to go to the inside. Again, just falling a little bit deep there. Yeah, I think he may have tapped the Lamborghini on the way through. I'm not entirely sure about that one. Might open the door for whack, though. Here comes JMS on SD. Again, for round 3. Between these two in the last couple of laps. That's deep for SD. Kicked up a little bit too much dirt here. And if you're JMS, you just force him to defend, get him outside, and try and swing it the entire way around, because he's not going to let you go inside. Well, he might now, because he's got a little bit deep himself. SD defending like his life depends on it right now. Doing an excellent job for his teammate. And it might be over now, though. Here comes JMS to the inside. Gets him. But they both got deep. They both got off the track. And Destiny's going to go back through. Oh, they've come together, and JMS has made an absolute hash of this. We're going to go and have a good camera angle of this. This is a mess. He's just gone far too deep. Not enough brakes whatsoever. Comes back on. SD tried to go around the outside here. He is just careening to the side of him. They've somehow both managed to survive, but Esti's lost out quite handedly there. Wack's gone through up in a 5th. Wack might be about to take 4th. Mo also up a position right now. Out of all that, JMS stayed in 4th, and poor Dr. Esti's dropped to 7th. A couple of laps to go before he heads... Oh, well, actually, he might be on to another set of softs in the next lap or two. Going further forward, Jeddah and Yuri fighting it out for the lead. Those softs are not doing any favours for Yuri right now. Yuri has been overtaken by the Porsche. I think the question is on the strategy here for Yuri. Yuri is really just making a mess of this strategy. He should have been onto medium tyres a couple of laps ago. Realistically, he has not got the soft of this. He has got this very wrong. I know that's easy to say in hindsight, but he could have easily switched out of that. Committing to that 2-stop with the 2 sets of soft was clearly a mistake for him. He ain't making that by any means. He's into the pits this lap. He didn't really have much of a choice either. In comes Musa as well, which is interesting. Pretty sure he started on a medium tyre, so I'm not sure why he'd be pitting now, unless that Mazda can get 9 out of a soft, which, on that point, fair play. We still got the massive, absolute conundrum going on here, past the O'Leary and Dougal. And now the 4 that are battling their way through. Esti's into 6th. Looks like Wack has got Wack and Mo are driving off just a little distance from the group here. Pasty is on medium tyres right now. I still don't... I might be able to go to the end here, you know. He might be able to go on lap 13. No, he won't. That's a lie. Don't listen to me. He is not going to the end here. Not even close. We got 3 wide behind. Esti, Dougal, and O'Leary, and Esti is going to fall victim to Dougal here. Dougal up in a 6th. O'Leary's on very, very weak and soft by this point. Compared to me, weak and mediums here for Esti as well. And Dougal on the fresh medium tyre will make quick work of those two. Up into 6th, bearing in mind, every single person in front of him still has to pit. None of them are going to get to the end from here. And here comes Wack, but cut the inside line there. Very interested to see if the game gives him free for that. That looked very close to the inside line there. There's a solid white line that you can't cross over. Wack is onto soft tyres now. In and out, very quick there for Wack. I wonder if Pasty's going to try and go to the end here. I wonder. Because he's still technically halfway through his tyre. He could do it if he wanted to. He's usually one known for tyre issues right now. So he's definitely got a very interesting scenario to make out of this, because he's got Dougal right behind him, and that is not a good position to be in. Looks like Esti there, just off the back. I think O'Leary went into the pits. Yeah, O'Leary's on softs. Medium to Musa, soft to Wack in 8th. Yuri on softs just ahead. We'll see if Wack can get close enough to Yuri here to try and make something happen. Yuri is right on the back of Dr. Esti, who should be in for a pit stop probably right about now, actually. Here comes Jezza for his final stop. Esti is not going to let Yuri have this easy anyway. And Yuri goes round the outside, and Esti is going to pit. Mo is into the pits as well. Dougal goes straight on by, as he is very much in cruise control of this one from here on out. Even if Pasty is to stay out for the rest of the race, there is nothing he's going to be able to do against those fresh medium tyres on Dougal's car. So much less fuel as well. Absolutely insane how good the Lexus is on the fuel. And JMS again is just going too far on a set of tyres. He pit on 15, he's going 8 now. He doesn't need to go 8 now. He could have just gone 7 and sent 7 again. I just don't understand the strategy choice here. He ain't going to the end on these softs, not even close, they're dead. And there goes the slide there. He should have pit a lap early. He should have pit a lap earlier. And he's going to allow for, well, that's good. The strategy decisions at the front of this grid have been concerning at best. We continue on for Dougal here, who's right behind Pasty. He's really got to run at this now. And then comes JMS. Just 1 lap too late, realistically. Cost himself a bunch of time staying out on the worst of tyres. Dougal really close now, trying to take the lead of this race off of the Beetle, who stayed out again. So he's realistically going to try and drag this to the end, which now means Dougal has to make the overtake on track. There's Yuri in 3rd behind. We'll see if Yuri on that soft tyre can make a dart for this. Here comes Dougal to the inside. Pasty's gone far too deep. Locks it up. And Dougal will say thank you very much. And quite frankly, so will Yuri. In the next couple of corners. That is just a mistake there from Pasty. Far too deep into the corner. As he goes by on, Dougal goes by and takes this lead of the race. And if you were Yuri, you needed Pasty to just stand tall for an extra lap or two. Allow you to drag yourself closer. And that has not happened. And now Yuri, with about 5 laps to go and a very, very rough tyre, is going to need some help. I genuinely, on those softs, I don't know if he's going to be able to go to the end here. It's going to be close. It's certainly going to be close if you're going to drive along the side of the gravel for the entirety of the final corner. Watson's 4th right now. Got Musa right behind him. We're going 3-way in the middle here. JMS on the new softs. Same for Jezza and O'Leary on slightly more used softs. JMS looks to the inside. We'll get up into 6th. Jezza in 7th. O'Leary in 8th. For D3 are going to try and fight towards Musa and Wack further up the road. JMS is trying to get himself into the top 5 for the first time in a while. Yuri well past Pasty now. Pasty's going to be under fire from half the grid at this rate, as he tried to get to the end of the race on his tyres. Yuri, I just don't think he's going to have enough left in the tank. I think he's going to get close enough to him and then run out of steam at the end of this one. Those softs already halfway. It's going to be very close to see if he can make it to the end or not. Wack closing in. Wack and Musa are closing in on Pasty rather rapidly right now. I don't even know if Pasty's going to get to the end, to be honest with you. Those tyres starting to look a lot worse for wear. Dougal still ahead of Yuri for now. Gap can't be much more than a second. Probably where Yuri's starting to rule those lap 2 mistakes, those turn 2 mistakes, a wide line that he's been doing for most of the race. Let's see further back. JMS has cleared Jezza and O'Leary by quite some distance now. Those two well ahead of SD, and then Mo at the back of the grid. Ben also quit quite a while back to we're down to 10. We continue on here. They got Dougal ahead of Yuri. It is closing the gap, but the real question is how much time had he got before those tyres start to betray him? Might have just hit that point already. He goes far too deep there. Kicks up a lot of dirt. And in comes Pasty. Wack, Musa, all of them might be about to get brought into this battle. Wack is going to try and go the long way on Pasty here. Pasty's tired. They're also going to betray him. It's going to be 2 and 3. They're going to struggle to the end. It'll open up the door for Wack and for Musa, to the championship fighters at this point in time. Wack to the inside of Pasty. Tried it. Pasty slammed the door shut and stayed ahead for now. Musa is going to try up the inside. Looked up the inside of Wack there, trying to get to 3rd place. Well, 4th place. 3rd by the end of the lap, more likely than not here. I wouldn't see Pasty. I don't think Pasty's got a lot left in him at all. They're going to go side by side here. Musa and Wack. We're going to get a good camera angle of this. Wack, a little bit of a switchback attempt. Gets a far better exit. Who's got the better straight line speed down the hill? Pasty to sit in there and try and help through, and Wack is just going to get the door slammed shut from Moose, and that is well defended. You were the only one that executed a normal strategy, I'll say that much. We continue on here. Musa into 4th. He's got a real shot at Pasty if he wants it. And Pasty and Yuri have managed to keep themselves together. Yeah, Pasty's not making the end of this race. Pasty is not making the end of this race on that medium tyre in any way, shape or form. He's just over ambitious to try and go 16 on the medium tyres when he's had tyre problems for the first two rows of the season, first two rounds of the season, sorry. And there goes Musa up into the podium spots. You would imagine Wack can't be too far behind. Musa up in the podium spots. He should have a real good run here towards the end of this race on Yuri. We'll see if there's going to be anything here. Actually, JMS might have a good run. JMS has got himself involved here, looking for a top 5. Might even look for a little bit more than that. He's gone too shallow. Way too shallow, trying to give Wack enough room when he really should have just tried to shut the door there. A little bit more of a killer instinct, he would have been ahead of the Renault. Wack getting a little bit too much dirt there on the inside. There's an opportunity for these two to get past Pasty if they want it. They are running out of time though. Pasty way too deep. This is the opportunity. The door is there. It's open. It's not being taken though. They haven't stepped through it, and Pasty is defending like his life depends on it right now. He's going to have no time to do it on lap 29. If he even gets there. Yeah, that's gravel. That's too much. Oh, and he's given up both the positions there. And his tyres have just betrayed him toward the end. Wack and JMS are through. They're both into the top 5. Is Yuri going to have enough tyre to survive here? Dougal is in command of this race. I don't really think there's going to be stopping him. Albeit Musa had by far the best tyre here. I think he's just too far back for it to matter. Especially on Dougal. On Yuri, however, it's going to be a case on whether or not those softs survive. JMS to the inside of Wack. We're going back 10 here just to see what happened. I think Wack made a meal of turn 2. He did on both entry and exit. JMS tried the long way there. Gets a better run. Switches to the inside lane this time. And this time has a lot more of a run. And doesn't have to go too shallow to try and hold this one in. And as we saw before, the better tyres as well on JMS's car right now is playing a major factor. As these two try and fight for 4th place. Oh, JMS, that's a bit deep. That's a bit deep. He still hasn't come off the grass. And he's gone wide, and Wack has taken the position back. That is a crucial error and a half-second penalty to go with it. Jezza might take his position here as we go toward the front. Yuri's got no tyre left. But he's about to make it to the end anyway, so it's not going to bother him too much. As we watch Dougal to the line of lap 29. After being hit on that one, he will win the feature at Brands Hatch quite comfortably in the end. Yuri holds on for dear life with his tyre and its position. Musa gets 3rd, Wack gets 4th. JMS will rue his mistake on the final lap to try to end in 5th. Jezel gets 6th. Pasty just about enough with literally no tyre to beat his teammate. As he'll come over in 7th, O'Leary will get 8th, SD will come in 9th, and Mo will round out the back of the grid. A couple of drivers there that, quite frankly, need to go and get taught a few lessons of strategy school. Otherwise, their season is going to be a very, very rough one. As we continue on here. I'm just going to have a look at the championship standings after round 3, sorry. So after round 3, let's see what we're dealing with. So after round 3, it was Pasty on 85, still had the championship lead from Wack, but it's only 6 points between those two. Yuri in 3rd, 8 points off with Musa, 8 points off in 4th as well. So 85, 79, 77, 77 at the top 4, then 56 for Frosty in 5th. In the Constructors battle, we've got Volkswagen Beetle on 116, Nissan GTR 18 on the 107, and Mazda RX Vision on 106. Those three are going to continue to battle it out throughout the season. And that being said, that is all we have for round 3 at Brands Hatch. Next one, Mount Panorama, Bathurst, round 4. I will be doing that one as well today, but I will need to get a confirmation real quick whether or not it'll be before or after I've had food. But with that being said, I will see you in a very short period of time in a bit.